And we are off on a Monday morning. A Monday morning that I stayed in bed. I didn't stay asleep, but I just took the time to relax. My initial thought, I'm on my way to a doctor's appointment. This is the follow-up from Dr. Anderson, the referral to a orthopedic, wait a minute, I'll tell you here for sure what it says here. Foot and ankle orthotic prescription, and I am going to Greenville Orthotics and Prosthetics. As much as I might want for a new foot sometimes, I think probably I'll keep my feet and just get an orthotic. So my initial thought was, hey, if I get up at like 7, I've been getting up at 7 on average. If I get up at 7, that's more than enough time to take my walk, because it's Monday, so I'm back to the 2.7, which is about 57 minutes. A little bit of abs, a little bit of cool down, warm up, stretch, whatever you want to call all that stuff. And I've got time still to clean myself up, de-sweat, and get there by 10. And then Sarah pointed out to me that maybe the swelling that might incur with a 2.7 mile walk isn't the best idea before I go get fitted or modeled, whatever they call it, for an orthotic. And so I kind of went with it. And it made sense to me, and it gave me an excuse to stay in bed on a Monday morning. It's going to be pretty shitty hot today, and that's going to make... Oh, gosh. Go ahead, dude. You're too big for me to argue with. 18-wheelers sometimes just do whatever the fuck they want. So, anyway, what was I saying? So I did stay in bed and just keep from doing my walk, and it'll be hot later, and I may opt to just not have a walk today. I've walked consecutively for a while now. Maybe a rest day would do me some good. It does kind of make me rethink my plans for gradual increase in distance, but that's okay. I told my father last night, and I said, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow at 10, which means you either need to get up early or sleep late. If he was up early enough that I could get him ready, get breakfast ready for him before I need to leave, then so be it. But if not, then sleep late, because you ain't getting breakfast until I get back home. So I finally rolled out of bed. Of course, I immediately hurt my foot. I swear to God, this left foot is so stupid. Might have had another fracture this morning. Anyway, we've chosen to ignore those things when they happen. So I'm in the bathroom doing my thing, and taming my hair, all that good stuff. And I go into the kitchen for my morning routine. My Metamucil every morning, and realize I probably have enough time to start dinner, which was good, because if I don't get home as quickly as I might anticipate, then I would wish I had started dinner earlier. Pot roast in the crock pot. So I went ahead and started getting that together. And damn it if I didn't hear Walt up and in the bathroom. Like, son of a bitch. At this point, there is not time for me to get his breakfast, because the coffee isn't even programmed to turn on till 9:30, which is not even happened yet as of now. So I would have had to turn on the coffee and have it brew real quick and still get together everything for his breakfast. And there was absolutely no way that was happening. There was not time for that. But thankfully, when he got done urinating, he went back and got back in his bed, which I've experienced him doing that before, but I don't get it. He has a bathroom a master bath. He's got a bathroom in his bedroom, not in his bedroom, but you know what I'm saying. Why he gets up and comes into the main bathroom, the hallway bathroom, when he has a bathroom 4 feet from his bed. But he did, and so I'm very grateful that he went back to bed and let me finish getting my stuff together and get it out of there. And I even debated about, do I put on a patch? Do I put on my regular Lord Jones rub on my feet and all that? And I thought, well, first of all, I've got the whole rest of the day that I need to get through, and if those things help with my feet, especially since I did kind of tweak that one this morning, I needed to go ahead and do that. I know I'm going to have to take off my shoes and socks, and I'm dreading it because the toe socks don't always go on as quickly as one might put on a regular pair of socks. And also, my hip is not cooperating still. The therapist has been very helpful and it's improving, but it's still difficult for me to get that left foot up close enough to get my shoes and socks on. So this might just be a fiasco. I might be at this place the rest of the day, which isn't a good idea, because it is also a shower day for Walt, and I'll do a load of his laundry, and he's probably due for a shave. And then what else am I missing? What else? Oh, I gotta go to the grocery store, and there's something else. Wow, I really need to get back to doing my to-do lists. Drawing a blank. Anyway, really should probably try to cut the grass today too, and at some point do whatever I have to do to get my steps in, whether it's go for a walk or a long ski or I don't know what. I did find that if I put my watch on my shoe, like attach it to my shoelaces, it works better for counting my steps on the elliptical, which is helpful. Damn, this foot's killing me. So yeah, I may just do that today instead of going for a walk. If my foot hurts, I still got shit I got to do. But a walk takes me away from home. Whereas if I'm on the elliptical and I start and then my foot gets to be unbearable, which it won't. But if it did, then I get off the elliptical and I'm at home. But if I get halfway out and I'm a mile from home and my foot goes south, I'm screwed. So yeah, a walk might not be the best idea today unless something changes quickly with how this foot feels. So anyway, rambling on. I'm gonna finish up at the doctor. No idea how long this is gonna be or what to expect. And when I'm done, I will go to the grocery store and try to keep thinking about what else I'm supposed to be doing that I'm forgetting today. So that's all for now. Thanks for listening to my rambling. All right. Well, I'm just not sure this was the best thing to do. Now, keeping in mind that for the last month or more, every day, I have walked 2.7 or more miles. Yes, I still have some bad days with the foot, but nonetheless, I have been capable of relatively comfortable walks in these particular shoes. These shoes have been the most comfortable option for me that I have found, and I have spent probably, safe to say, thousands, not just hundreds, on shoes. So after a month of these shoes providing that relief, that comfort, I bought 4 more pair at $160 a piece. And the gentleman that I don't know if he's a doctor or not, I think he is, but anyway, who just examined my foot for an inserted orthotic for my shoes. Told me I'm in the wrong shoes, that I should be using a different shoe. He was rather specific about his recommendation and was very clear to say that he wasn't compensated from that brand or that store, because it's a store that has their own, it's a brand that has their own store. That's all they sell. And no, I don't think there's a Nike, Adidas, Saucony, Brooks store anywhere. This brand has its own store, if you can figure that out. And he gave me a specific description of the shoe, the walking shoe that I should wear. And just got to tell you, don't see it happening. If having to buy a different shoe from a brand that I don't care for, that has never worked well for me in the past, when I've tried it probably at least 3 other times, why would I want to spend the amount of money I'm probably going to have to spend for it to wear an orthotic that may or may not help? This orthotic is also going to be relatively expensive. Probably twice the cost of a pair of shoes. Only to maybe have a better experience than what I'm already having. So, not sure that anything was just resolved by that. I guess I'm just grateful it didn't take long. And walked out of the building about 12 minutes after my appointment time. So I got there early. I tend to do that. But we'll see. That's been my answer to a lot of things lately. I've already had some conversation with my therapist this morning, and twice the answer was time will tell. Yes, I filled my therapist in on what occurred at the house yesterday. So at the end of last month, Sarah and I went to just for a brief hello, how you doing, happy birthday visit to my brother and his family as they were out eating to celebrate his middle child's 30th birthday. First time I'd seen the whole family in one place at one time in, I can't even tell you how long, a decade or more. I don't know. It's been quite a while. Anyway, and it was good to see everybody. It was as awkward as it can be when your brother and his ex-wife and their children are all in the same place, and one child has a significant other there you've never met before. But it was good. So, not wanting to, Walt didn't know where we had gone, and not wanting to make him feel even more left out than I think he already does, I didn't tell him about it. But over the next day or two, I guess, probably the next day, because we tend to talk about those things when we're doing a shower and shave, so it was probably Monday. I'm sorry, my camera's distracting me. I kind of gave him an update on the grandkids, and he stewed on it for a little while. He was nodding, yeah, okay, good, that's good. And then he said, Chrissy, will I ever see them again? And I had to answer honestly and say, I don't think so. But the more I thought about it, and the more time went on, I thought, really, it's on them at this point, because he can't get in a truck and go somewhere. More than likely he wouldn't ask me to take him somewhere to see or meet them. And so I thought, about a week ago, I thought, you know what, let me reach out. And so I did reach out to the oldest grandchild and let her know that that was an option. I gave her all the gory details about what she may encounter if she were to come see him. I gave her the option to talk to her siblings to see if they wanted to join her on the visit. I let her know that it might need to be a very short visit, and I would not tell him one way or another, because as much as he doesn't like surprises, I don't like telling him something that doesn't end up happening. So, yeah, so that's where we were. And as she wisely agreed, she would take some time to think about it. She reached back out and told me that she had, in fact, talked to her siblings. One was for it, one was not, and it was completely understandable, and there are/were no hard feelings at all. I understand. My father has spent most of his life not being a nice man, or not being the grandfather you would think somebody would be. As it turned out, the other sibling who was in for it ended up not being able to, just because of work obligations. But she did. The oldest one came, and it went far better than I had anticipated, only because I do tend to skew negative. And it was good. It was really kind of almost heartwarming to see. I don't want to be weirdly emotional about it, but it was really good to see. And I think it went well. It was also good to spend time with her away from Walt, just talking, just catching up over however many years it's been since we really had a chance to do that. And in fact, last night Walt said to me late, like getting ready, I was getting ready for bed, he was still watching TV, and he said, Chrissy, she was a pleasure to talk to. He used her name, which I'm just not going to, but at some small attempt at a little bit of privacy. So it was good. Now, maybe after time goes and she unpacks the whole experience, maybe her opinion will change, maybe not. But I think it was good for both of them. I think it was good for me. She didn't need to or want to get permission from her parents, my brother, her father. And I'm glad she did. I don't know. I can only assume that my brother has never spoken any kind words or nice words about my father. So the influence he may have or may not have had on his children did not exhibit itself yesterday, and that was good. So yeah, anyway, that was this weekend, and it was good. So my camera's moving, right? Slowly but surely, it's like going down again. I don't look at it because I'm driving, and then I look up and it's like cutting the top of my head off. So anyway, all right, I'm almost at the grocery store. Kind of need to do it quickly. It's 10:30 now, and I may or may not talk to you later. Okay, so I think I've solved the camera droop, and yes, I know the music is loud because that's what I'm going to talk about. So this is Don Henley from the best of his solo era. Not exactly my favorite solo song of his, but nonetheless, it reminded me of the time that my friend and I drove to Charlotte to see him in concert, and it was really good. But the most memorable thing of that experience was the wreck that happened right in front of us going up the interstate. So I don't remember what I was driving at the time. It was one of my parents' cars for sure. And it's an hour and a half drive to Charlotte. So my friend, who would have been in college at the time and probably had a busy time in her life. Anyway, she fell asleep, and she's a petite lady and had her legs and everything pulled up onto the seat of what was probably a very large Buick. I can only imagine and remembering my parents' cars. And she fell asleep. So I'm driving, no big deal. Got music going as always. And in front of us is a big camper, but the kind that kind of has the swooping thing that like tucks up into the back of a pickup truck. It's not just the cover of a pickup truck. It's an extended thing that comes out from that. So it's like they're pulling a trailer that has joined with the pickup truck at some point in some way. And an 18-wheeler comes by so close to both of us and so fast that the draft caused the trailer, this camper, to start back and forth. Just real small at first, and it got bigger and it got bigger until it went completely sideways, pulling the truck with it, rolling down the interstate. I don't remember how much they rolled. Wasn't significant, but nonetheless, that truck rolled over right in front of us. And of course, the whole time I'm going, hey, Robin, wake up. And she comes up to look to see this thing rolling. It was really kind of almost out of a movie. So, of course, I'm right behind it. I felt obligated to stop, check on the people, provide any information that I thought I could provide. That truck went by so quick, all I could tell them was big 18-wheeler with whatever. I mean, by the time he was past us, there was nothing really identifiable for me to see, to try to recall, to tell them. It was an old couple, like old people that had just gotten married and were on their way on their little camping getaway honeymoon. And they were as sweet as could be, and I felt so bad for them. They were not harmed in any way. Fortunately for all of us, I guess, but fortunately for them, there were no injuries. And yeah, so I think of that whole experience sometimes when I hear Don Henley from that Boys of Summer era, because this was probably 90, 91 maybe. I don't really remember exactly. But anyway, just a random story from my youth.